wish I had an angel for one moment of love. I wish I had your angel tonight. Deep into a dying day.
Yes, rockers rise up and welcome to the Christmas special of the Mackem Metalhead show. That is right, even though I'm currently filming this at 28 past at night on Christmas Day. I was going to film yesterday, but then obviously with it being Christmas Eve and stuff like that, I was like super busy, and then I went to, excuse me, mate, I went to see family the day before as well, so the day before New Year's Eve as well, so I'm filming it today. So yeah, this is season 1, episode 5 of the Mackem Metalhead show, the first ever Mackem Metalhead show Christmas special. So yeah, without further ado, any further delay, let's get straight into it. Because I'm Connor, the Mackem Metalhead. This is the Mackem Metalhead show Christmas special, being filmed at possibly the worst possible time to be filming a Christmas special, but fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. This is the Mackem Metalhead show, season 1, episode 5, the Christmas special, and this is 5 metal bassists inspired me to pick up the bass guitar. Without any further ado, roll the intro. Alright guys, so this is in no particular order. This isn't like a top 5 or anything like that. This is just 5 metal bassists that inspired me to play a bass. So who's my first one, you might be asking yourself? Well, the first metal bassist I've got that really inspired me to play bass was of course the legendary Geezer Butler. For those of you who might be too young and just don't know, Geezer Butler was the bass player for Black Sabbath. He was he never actually left the band. I don't think he actually. Oh, that's really. That one's gone. Anyway, Geezer Butler was he was the bass player for Black Sabbath. I don't think he ever actually left the band. I think he was still playing with them during like Dayo's stint with them as well. So yeah, Gator Portland man is a hell of a bass player. And fun fact for for those of you who don't know, Gator Butler actually had kind of like a bionic finger, or something like that, like a fair finger after losing his rail finger in an industrial accident. I think it was. So after that happening and losing his finger, he got it was like a fake finger that he could still use to, which made it possible for him to still be able to play, you know. Um, but it made it easier for himself because of that. He always played in C sharp, tuning. Um, that's why that's what added to Black Sabbath's at that time especially evil sound. You know, it was just one of the best sounds at the time. That was like Black Sabbath were like the first like like metal band. Like I know you had like at the time like you had like Deep Purple coming out, and some of their stuff at the time was like towards like some of the first metal stuff, and I do agree there. Like some of Deep Purple's stuff, early stuff, anyway, definitely sounds reminiscent of like Sabbath's early stuff. Difference is throughout the 70s. Deep Purple went more of a hard rock direction, and Black Sabbath was just full on metal. You know, you know. But yeah, like I said, Geezer Butler, one of the greatest bassists of all time. Um, my personal favourite bass line from him would have to be either NIB or War Pigs. That has to be, because he just fucking rips on War Pigs, so good. But then when he rips on on NIB as well, it's absolutely fantastic, man. So that's Geezer Butler of Black Sabbath. One down, four to go. Alright, so the next bassist I've got on the five metal bassists that inspired me to start playing bass is of course Steve Harris of Iron Maiden. Now, Steve Harris, dare I say, is he's definitely one of the greatest of all time. I mean, once again, dudes like Geezer utterly, when he plays, he's got there's no one back back back. His fingers look like fucking like fucking Mach 3 fucking fighter jet when I plays. Um, and some of the bass lines he, he's he's written over the years, like Umber of the Beast, like the intro out of that. Fuck. Like that, that Dima, mind up, the Dima, that day, the Dima, minor position, and that was, in fact, I couldn't pick up on the key because I enjoy with the bass it comes in that fast, and it's so good as well. Steve Harris really is one of those players who has speed as well as accuracy. Um, even though he can play, even though he does play fast, his his accuracy with it is just unmatched. Matched. Um, in my opinion, you'll never find another bassist ever who can play with the speed and precision. Well, at least in heavy metal, especially like classic metal, anywhere who can play with as much speed and precision as Steve Harris. Um, and I'm just like one of the biggest Steve Harris fans ever. I love Steve Harris. One of my all-time favorite bass players. Just an excellent bass player. And my personal favorite bass line from him has to be. Now I might get shit for this, I might not. But my personal favorite bass line from him is actually on Wasted Years. Because it's nothing too complicated, but it's nothing too simple either. Especially when you get like the solo section. When it has them when it has like when it has them like fills in there if you're not used to playing Iron Maiden bass, which just as at the time when I was learning Wasted Years, just as I wasn't, then that can be a bit of a handful to learn. But another one of mine from Iron Maiden from Steve Harris would be that bass intro with the bells and that at the start of Hallowed Be Thy Name. Love that bass intro, and like I say, number of the bass as well. Yeah, Steve Harris is just amazing, and that is why he is one of my most influential metal bassists of all time. Alright, so who's next? Talked about Geezer Butler. I've talked about Steve Harris. Who would be next? Well, this one's actually quite a more recent metal bassist, and yes, I'm talking about the legendary Paul Greer, the late great bassist of one of the greatest bands of all time, Slipknot. Um, the thing about the thing about Paul is he definitely brought something unique to the table. He brought something different to the table. I mean, yeah, at that time you'd had already had like Corn and Limp Bizkit around for a while and stuff like that. That but Paul Greer was just oh, you know what I mean? It was because I like the way he mixed it, he mixed these bass lines up. Like some of them for the speed he plays them at. I've tried learning them and trust us, they are hard as fuck to learn. Right? Fucking solid to learn. For the speed he plays them at as well. It's just insane. And then there's like one part that I'm still struggling with, and it's that little bass fill solo part on surfacing from the first album. Gentlemen when guns again, you know guns when like everything drops out of it guns like did and the guns like diddle like that. That's the part I'm still struggling with. It's just take what for what they played at the speed they did. Paul Gross, the hell of a bassist, and with Paul it was always something new every time. Like he never seemed to rehash things or reuse things. It seemed like everything he did was always original. It always sounded different. It sounded good. Well, not just good. It sounded amazing actually. And I mean, man, when I first heard Paul Greer, I think I talked about how I got into the Slipknot in the last e- episode where I talked about my story of getting into metal, which if you guys haven't seen, you should probably go and do so now before watching this episode. This episode. This episode. Um, I talked about how I got into Slipknot and listened to the stuff for the first time and what introduced us to them, you know, you know. Then when I found out who the bassist was, the original bassist was, I started watching stuff of him by himself, and I just started watching him, and I was just watching him play, and some of the stuff he was playing was just insane. And I'm thinking, how the fuck does he do that? And obviously now, all these years later, I know the answer now, because it's Paul Gray. That's why. And my personal favourite bass line from Paul has to be out of all of them, either eyeless or surfacing, definitely. Because I love that intro in eyeless. The intro sounds amazing. And the way he just in like about halfway through the song when it just seems to reel it in, make it quite simple, and then just lets it all go again and just rips out, and it just sounds incredible. Same with surfacing, it's quite simple all the way through until, like I say, you get to that little bass fill about halfway through, and it just sounds incredible. So yeah, like I say, Paul Gray, the left great Paul Gray, one of the greatest bassists of all time. Another one, like I say, so there'll never be another Paul Gray. So yep, that's the left great Paul Gray of Slipknot. Alright guys, so got two more left to go now. And I was thinking it has to be someone good, because we're getting to the end of the list. It has to be someone who's really just had some of the biggest influence on me. Who could it be? And that's when I thought of it. And I know exactly who I'm gonna talk about second to last, and that is the one, the only, Mr. Tom Araya of Slayer. Yeah, Tom Araya, the legend himself. The legend himself. I like the way, because first of all, he does something that I don't think I could ever do. Play bass and sing at the same time. I just don't think I could ever do that. So I commend him for that. But some of his bass lines, though, have you heard them? Like, once again, it's Tom Araya's bass lines are like that can be the hardest thing in the world because of the speed. But then when you but then it could just play something that could just be all straight, and then I could decide to like really throw you off by adding in some like bass fills in, some like fills in there, which obviously like I said, I could really like throw you off. And it's just great. Obviously, Tom Araya, the one of the kings of thrash metal. Um, Also, one of the greatest thrash metal vocalists of all time. I might add. Um, his bass player, man, is just amazing. And if I had to pick a favourite Slayer bass line of mine, I would have to say I would all of them. Probably. Oh, you see, there's just so many. I would probably say. No, I know I'm probably going to get the well, well, what about seasons in the abyss or world parent of blood or stuff like that? I get you, alright. I get you, but I'll tell you the reason I'm picking this now, and I'll tell you what I'm picking. I'm picking I'm picking 3 songs: Repentless, You Against You, and Pride in Prejudice. Right? And I'll tell you why I'm picking them. One, because the songs are just some of the best songs Slayer have ever written. I'm gonna hold my ground now and say that. Right? Um, and plus, I like how it's how just like to build up in speed. Like if you watch them, because them songs are meant to be like a trilogy. If you watch the music videos to them, they're meant to be like a trilogy. Obviously obviously the first one being Pride in Prejudice, then You Against You, then Repentless. You know, you know, you know. And I like how they just seem to build up in speed. Like, speed-wise, Pride and Prejudice is the slowest, but it's still got an amazing bass line. There's not even one specific point in the song I can point out. It's just so good. The bass is just so good the whole way through. Um, Obviously you get faster with you against you. Once again, amazing bass playing from Tom Araya, from Tom. He's just and then Repentance, man, just all out, just all out fucking, you know. Um, like I said, some of the best bass lines Tom Araya's ever written in them three songs, right there, and I'll defend my statements with that till the very end. Right, I'll defend my statements with that to the very end. So yeah, Tom Araya of Slayer. Sad they're not together in it, and I more but you gotta do what you gotta do right. Like I said, I'm standing my fucking ground with what I said about You Against You, Pride and Prejudice, and Repentless. Um. So yep, Tom Araya of Slayer. Tom fucking Araya. Right, so I know for the last one, at the end of the list now, who it would possibly be, because we've already talked about Geezer Butler and how I played for Black Sabbath from the start right the way through to the end. Coming up with all those amazing bass lines we've talked about. Steve Harris and the stuff he's written and played for Iron Maiden over all these years. Stuff like Number of the Beast and the Trooper and Hallowed Be Thy Name and Worst of Years and stuff like that. And all the other stuff as well. We've talked about. What have we getting to oh fuck. Fucking hell. We've talked about. What again? Oh well, I've got it, yeah. We'll talk. Fucking hell. My fucking mind to honest, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll literally fucking walk up like an hour ago. So I just get my phone charger. I literally walked up an hour ago, slapped the first wipe across my face, and wet myself up and was like, right, I'm gonna film. So I know I sound a bit drowsy, so hopefully you'll forgive us for that. Just quickly plugging my phone in, you guys. No, it's so I apologise for that. Fucking hell, I'm all over the fucking show. Like I said, we've had Steve Harris, like Geezer Butler, we've had Steve Harris, we've had Paul Gray. I've talked about all their influences, their bass lines, what they've done throughout the careers. Then I talked about Tom Araya and Slayer. Everything Tom Araya's done with Slayer and stuff like that. So then I thought, who would be last? Who would be the last? Who would be so good and have influenced me so much that they could join this list? And then when I thought about it, it was really a no-brainer, because the last person on this list is and always will be, in my opinion, one of the greatest bassists of all time, if not the greatest. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, my all-time biggest bass player influence is, of course, Fieldy. Yep, that's right. Fieldy of Korn. I know right now he's currently not playing with Korn right now. I do understand that. I have seen the news on that. I have kept up. But Fieldy, first of all, what the fuck, I'm just gonna say, the king of the king of metal slap bass, and yes, I did, and I was genre specific there, obviously, because, well, you know, you know, no, it, it's just amazing. Finally, is really one of those players where you can just sit and listen to him play for hours on end and never get bored, because just like Paul Gray, he brought something new to the table, but the fact behind that is Korn was really one of the first bands to fall under the new new metal label. Um, so it's really like I said, like Paul Gray, a lot of stuff Failed they did wasn't rehash. It was original stuff, and he's and he's and the and his ability really is switch between slap and finger style playing, just to emphasize a point. It, it's like it was really Failed is really something, man. When you think about it, Failed really is one of they all I'm great sounds. Gonna get a drink sit with me. Drink. Oh, by the way, I should say at this point as well, before I end this. Merry Christmas to you guys. Hopefully it's been a good one. Good one. Good one. Hope he's got everything you asked for. Now they will see. They will see. So I just quickly a toast to you guys, a toast to everyone who watches my stuff here on YouTube. I wouldn't be without 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 out yous. So before I finish off, Merry Christmas. Hope it's been a good one. Hope he's got everything you asked for, and he's looking forward to see what New Year's brings for us all. Which, by the way, New Year's Eve, the New Year's special / season finale will be going live. It'll be up on New Year's Eve. So be there if you can. By the way, guys, I'm not drinking alcohol. I don't drink now. It's I'm just haven't been a big. I'm just not really a massive fan of drinking. Purely because I get gout, and obviously I know gout. It's one of them things that affects different people in different ways. For me, if I have any alcohol other than cider, depending you, unless any of you out there that watching have gout, you're not going to understand the pain. Pardon me, you're not going to understand the pain. Anyways, completely off topic, completely sidetracked. Battlefield Field Day. So, like I said, Field Day, I would definitely agree that some of his best work, that some of Field Day's best work, definitely come from the earlier albums, such as like the the eponymous debut, the like Life is Peachy and all of the later and issues and stuff like that. But then again, the latest album, and I'm looking forward to Korn's new album next year as well, guys. Requiem, I think it's called. I'm looking forward to that. But Field did a hell of a job on the latest album as well. The Nothing. Field did a hell of a job on that album. And like I said, this is the only one on the list where I can't even pick a favourite bass line, because Field is just doing so much great stuff. It's just impossible to pick a favourite. You know, he's doing so much amazing stuff. But one I will point out, the bass line on Got the Life. Now that is a fucking tongue twister for your hands. Especially during the verses and the breakdown. And I want to and I other bassists out there who've ever attempted playing that, you'll know the struggle. But for those of you who don't play at all, look it up, because it's such a complicated thing to get down at first. You've really got to have that coordination between both hands, between both hands down to play this, and it literally fucks with your fingers. It really does. Like I said, Fieldy really is one of the greats. He's one of the best of all time. I'll go as far as saying that. But like I said, I can't really pick just one song. There's all the great, amazing stuff he's ever done with Korn. And yeah, that's it. Field from Korn. And that concludes my 5 most influential metal bassists list. The ones that may have made me want to pick up a bass guitar. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. I know that was a bit of a long one, but it's the Christmas special, so why not, right? Why not? So hope you guys enjoyed. Please do leave your thoughts on your most influential metal bassists as well. If you also play bass, who is your most influential metal bassist and why? I guess that's my question is for this episode. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Let's Merry Christmas. I hope you had a good one. I hope it's been and I hope it's been and enjoyable and I hope your stomach's know the size of fucking bean bars, because mate, yeah, that's already a thing for some of us. So yeah, like I said, Merry Christmas once again, and a Happy New Year. I'll be seeing yous on. I'll be filming the New Year special December 30th, but December 31st, New Year's Eve, I'm going live. I'm gonna try and go live. But no, I'm definitely gonna go live New Year's Eve. And we'll count in the New year together together. So any of you want to come and watch that, I'd love it if you did. But as always, guys, that wraps up another rep, an, another rep, another episode of the Metalhead Show. This was the Christmas special. The five most influential metal bassists. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you all had a self and happy Christmas. And as always, guys, take care of yourself. Be nice to each other. Stay safe. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. I'm Connor, the Metalhead. This has been the Mutton Metalhead Show. See you on New Year's. And as always, keep on rocking, guys.
I wish I